What is earnest money in real estate? We're gonna cover that in this video right now. Let's go. What's up, it's Andrew, and on this channel I give real estate advice and local insights about the Sacramento area. If this is your first time here, consider subscribing and hit the bell to be notified when I post new videos like this one every Thursday. So what is earnest money in real estate? Well, in the state of California, there's no such thing as earnest money, or what people like to call EMD. Yes, no such thing. Here's what I mean. Let me show you this California purchase contract or residential purchase agreement for the state of California that spells it out. It's actually not an earnest money deposit. It's what is known as an initial deposit, as you can see right here on this contract. So a lot of realtors have just been throwing that phrase around when it doesn't really mean anything when it comes to the actual contract itself. So you're probably wondering what the heck is initial deposit. Here's what that is. When you decide to put an offer on a property and the seller accepts your offer as a buyer, you have to submit what's called the initial deposit. And that initial deposit could range anywhere from $1 up to whatever you want. And that's negotiable between you and the seller when you're submitting your offer for that property. So let's say your initial deposit is $5,000. How do you get that money into escrow? Well, you have three ways of doing it. One, you can write a personal check. Two, you can do a wire transfer. And three, you can do a cashier's check that goes straight into the escrow account, and you want to do that within 3 days of having your offer accepted. Now, you might be wondering, is this money refundable? Where does this money go? How does it work? Well, let me go ahead and cover that right now. So the initial deposit is refundable if you are still within contract and you're able to cancel that contract within the timelines that you had put forth when you made your original offer. Let me give you an example of this. Let's say you have a 10-day inspection window to be able to do all your due diligence on the property. And you go through, hire a home inspector, you're finding things out about the property, and there are things that you just absolutely do not want to deal with when it comes to the home that you're buying. Well, you can cancel that contract if it's within that contingency period, and you can get your full deposit back because that is your right as a home buyer. Now, I want to use an extreme example here to just make it really easy to understand this, but let's say you decide to move forward with the entire purchase and you're 1 day away from closing on that new home, and you decide last minute you don't want that home and you've removed all of your contingencies. So at that point, your deposit would be at risk. So don't do that, for one. Make sure you find out everything you want to during that inspection period, and you hire good inspectors to check everything out about the property so you don't get yourself in that situation. Now, another thing about the initial deposit, let's say you decide you want to buy that home and you're at the table signing your documents a couple days before closing on that property. You have your down payment still that you have to bring in, your closing costs, or if you add all those things up, we like to call that your cash to close. So to make things easy, let's say your cash to close is $20,000 total that you need to bring in at the close of escrow or at the closing table. And your initial deposit was $5,000. So that means you already have $5,000 in that escrow account. So all you have to bring in for your cash to close of that $20,000 is $15,000. So I hope I didn't lose you there. So you have your $5,000 of your initial deposit plus $15,000 of your cash to close, which gives you a total of $20,000, which is all you need to be able to close a deal. That is how the initial deposit works. So remember, there's no such thing as earnest money deposit, or what people call EMD, in the state of California. Now, I don't know if it's different in other states because I'm not licensed there. I don't sell real estate there. I just do it in California. So I just want to let you guys know about that so you're not getting it confused. So I hope this video was helpful. If you found it to be helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Also, subscribe to my channel. And go ahead and check out other videos that I have here on my channel as well. If you're curious about what escrow is or an escrow account, how all that works, I'm gonna put a link in the cards on top and also a link in the description down below. So be sure you check that out to see what escrow is and what an escrow account is. We cover that with Natalie Dunning from Chicago Title. And thanks again for watching the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.